What's going on, you guys? Darren here. We're day 10. Not doing much today. I'm trying to get this house warmed up for the winter. Sealed up, shut. Go ahead, play. I'm going to record you playing. I'm going to record. Oh, you want TV on? Alright, go play.
He was on a roller coaster way more than I was.
So, here's some footage of Jason playing.
And for the most part, I didn't even want to hear about all the leaves.
Go ahead, Jason, play.
Just tell me when it's over. I don't want to hear all the stuff in between. Police crisscrossed all of Arizona and beyond in what would become the largest investigation in the state's history. Tips led to abandoned mine shafts in the distant mountains and to a lake close to McKell's home.
We had a lead where someone had said that McKell had been killed and thrown into a lake, and we drained the entire lake, and there was nothing.
Most of the leads I never even heard about.
Yeah, there's some right on the surface, that's just too dumb. It's just too unlikely. But there's others that think, man, that could have happened. Yeah, let's check this out.
Among all the disappointing dead ends, there was a short list of leads that police say still hold some real promise. One came when detectives learned that a month before McKell vanished, another girl the same age was attacked just 2 miles away.
She came around the corner and was confronted by an individual, and he went to try to grope her, and she tried to kick him, and he took off as soon as she fought him and started yelling. We had her do a composite, and we released the composite on someone that was possibly a suspect in a prior abduction, and see if we couldn't connect it to this one.
Were you hopeful you had your guy?
Yeah.
Did you ever find him?
No.
Still out there?
Believe so.
Is it possible he is the one who took McKell?
It's possible.
But that abduction suspect was not the only person police were studying. They soon learned danger might lurk even closer to home. So this is the abduction site, and she lived 4 houses down here. When McKell disappeared, police immediately ran a check on all the registered sex offenders in the area. They had their hands full. These are all these dots indicate known sex offenders who were living.
Well, it's within a mile radius of the house.
That's a lot of sex offenders. Were you surprised at the number of sex offenders living in this neighborhood where there were so many young kids?
I was.
And so were the families living in the big neighborhood. We love nosy neighbors. They launched block watch meetings to keep an eye on strangers and on each other.
If you're my neighbor and I see that you're living next to me and I see something suspicious going on, I guarantee you, I'll be calling 911.
Steve Blaylock was an outspoken advocate for law and order on a local newscast. He lived some 2 blocks from the Biggs and close to their friends Lauren and Ginger Jones.
Steve Blaylock lived a few houses down from us. We knew him from in the neighborhood, but then he also did our yard work once in a while.
He was always offering to help us out, do things.
Friendly, personable, very nice.
21 months after McKell Biggs vanished, the neighborhood got another shock. The seemingly nice Dee Blaylock was convicted of a crime so brutal he was sentenced to 187 years in prison.
Lauren called me. He said, turn on the news. And so I turned on the news, and there was Steve. And I think we both kind of had the same reactions that this can't be. We all kind of thought this had to be a mistake, but obviously not.
I covered Dee Blaylock's trial. He assaulted a woman that lived in the Kelp, and he kicked her face in, and he lit a box on fire inside the kitchen to cover the murder with fire. He was basically trying to burn the house down. She was brutally beaten. One of the worst beatings I've ever seen.
Left her for dead.
Mm-hmm.
But she didn't die.
No.
I got up really slowly, and I don't know how because I couldn't see.
out of my eye. It was completely swollen shut. My face was completely bloody. He had punched me so hard. They said the impact was equivalent to if I had been in a head-on collision and gone through the windshield of the car. Susan Quinnett lived to testify against a man she thought capable of any evil. He had scared her with unwanted advances and then one night broke into her home. He was hiding behind the refrigerator and had his pants unzipped and he was exposing himself to me. And I was, "Mr. Playlock, what are you doing in here?" And I tried to take a few steps and he already had come forward and grabbed me by my, and twisted my arm and started forcing me to the ground. He beat me, he tried to snap my neck 3 times. He did successfully break it in one place. He put me in a chokehold until I gave over and I fainted. Susan regained consciousness and called for help and said she had a revelation in the ambulance rushing to the hospital. They took me in the ambulance and were taking me to the air vac and I kept telling them, "Mikkel Biggs, Mikkel, the girl that's missing, Mikkel Biggs." He took Mikkel Biggs. You have to get him. Would this be the lead police needed? Stay with us.
You were born to rock, born to piggyback, and you don't want anything stopping you. Airborne Plus Beta Immune Booster is the only immune support with vitamins and minerals, plus an added ingredient proven to boost your natural defenses. Airborne. Want to raise the fun with Hasbro Gaming? Grab your game and add your challenge. Add pillows to Twister. Add chopsticks to Jenga. Add musical chairs to Connect 4. Are you ready to raise the fun?
Glad Pressing Seal creates an airtight seal, so you can let the love of Sunday fun day live on. Be happy. It's Glad.
Words are powerful. Some can hurt. Others can bring joy. And some you just make up along the way. In the end, words bring us together. And just one can change your life. And we... So when the time comes, use your words. Download the new Words with Friends 2 today.
What is success? Where does it come from? Is it fate? Does it come from hard work? Or hardship? Don't worry if you're not sure. Just stay true to yourself.
Hey, so you need to back up.
We'll find you.
Back it up.
Margarita for who you are.
Go
Keep
play.
it fresh and save money with the Food Saver vacuum sealing system. Powerful vacuum technology keeps air out and prevents freezer burn, so food stays fresh up to 5 times longer. Food Saver, the fresh way to save. Once upon a time, there was a simple box. Inside it, the most comfortable bed imaginable. Engineered by an award-winning team, on the Casper, life is but a dream.
Try it today at Casper.com.
Merry Christmas. We wish you Merry Christmas. We wish you Merry Christmas.
New Year!
This holiday, it's the biggest season of Fixer Upper. I think we just go bigger
Joe, you killed it.
with all new episodes. High five. This house is sweet. Who needs play balls when you have Ship Lab? All new Fixer Upper, November 21st to 9 on HGTV.
Happy holidays! PetSmart knows pet adoption changes lives. This weekend, visit PetSmart the Adopt Spot for our National Adoption Weekend event. Save a life and receive a free adoption kit worth over $400 in savings, including a free bag of food. Adopting won't just change their world, it will change yours too.
People ask me all the time, George, what do I do with my idea for a new product? I tell them, call my friends that in good health. Put instant help in your corner.
For your free inventor's information, call 1-800-576-0387.
Mythbusters. All new season starts Wednesday at 9 on Science and on the app.
Everybody we talk to says she's a loving, caring person, well thought of in the community.
She put a big front on. She didn't want anybody to know that she was unhinged.
His life outside of the home was a total mystery to her. There's something inside of him that is Grave Secrets, all new season, Tuesday at 9 on Investigation Discovery. Stream live and catch up on ID Go. Download for free now.
Neighbor Dee Blaylock had former convictions in 3 states for sexual assault, kidnapping, armed robbery, and child molestation. And now he'd been convicted in the brutal attack on Susan Quinnett. Was it possible it was Blaylock who had kidnapped 11-year-old Mikkel Biggs? How unusual is this for someone to attack both adults and children, boys and girls?
That's one of the worst. The type of sexual predators can be out there.
Why?
Cross-gender, age, moving up and down on age. It's just one of the worst things we can deal with.
Under Arizona law, Blaylock's former convictions could not be made public to the neighborhood when he moved in. The attack on Susan Quinnett did word get around.
He was a known criminal.
Mikkel Biggs' father thinks police should have pressed Blaylock harder when they questioned him the night Mikkel disappeared.
They didn't do much. They didn't search the yard. They didn't search his vehicle. The trailer that was usually behind his truck wasn't there. It was in a storage locker just around the corner. And that's probably where Mikkel's body was that first night.
Detectives had gone down that night and made contact with him and his wife and learned that he had been there all night.
So the wife vouched for the fact that he had never left the house?
Vouched for him being out in the garage, watching the football game and tinkering on his lawnmowers that he fixed.
Blaylock had an alibi and let police search his house that night, as some in the neighborhood had not. But after his conviction for assaulting Susan Quinnett, police took a closer look at Dee Blaylock.
He indicated Mikkel had gone to the piano teacher's house across from him, and so he knew of her and had seen her before.
Was there anything else about his behavior in those early days that you found suspicious?
They had a vigil for Mikkel in the neighborhood, and he showed up at the vigil. Was making kind of a scene out there.
I thought he was just some young fool. Really did. I mean, he's out there yelling at the detectives, and he was obviously drunk, and I was standing there. You're an idiot. Go home. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about him.
Is it surprising that he would be at this vigil criticizing the police investigation when he knows he's harboring the secret from all of his neighbors, that he's a sex offender?
It's not unusual. A lot of times people go back to the scene and they want to see what's going on. They want to find out how much information the police have and what's going on, and plus they have this connection with the victim.
Tracy and Darren Biggs became almost certain that their former neighbor Dee Blaylock had taken Mikkel.
I contacted him. I talked to Tracy. I told her I felt very strongly he was their closure, he was the answer.
In a desperate attempt to confirm Susan's and now their own suspicions, the Biggs began exchanging letters with the imprisoned Dee Blaylock.
We had written to him several times.
Saying what?
Asking him flat out, did you do it? And I told him, if I'm wrong, I won't be able to do enough to apologize to you, because that's a terrible thing to be accused of. I know wherever I speak. I literally have been there. But I don't care, you know, if I have to accuse a million different people till I find the right one.
Steve Blaylock answered their correspondence saying, "I need to make things right with you and your family." He agreed to meet with the grieving parents. Arizona's maximum security prison in Florence was not a place Tracy and Darren Biggs ever expected to visit. But they wound up going there to speak with the man they suspected had taken and killed their oldest daughter.
Were you nervous? I was very nervous. Yeah, I was kind of shaky.
Tracy wanted to look in his eyes and know whether or not he was guilty. And I wanted to ask him some questions and hear him answer them and see what his answers were.
What did you ask him?
Where he was, what he was doing, why he did it. He just denied. He got mad a couple times. I don't know why everybody's harassing me, blah, blah, blah.
He didn't walk away.
No, he never did. He never did. You know, he could have set the phone down and told the guard to let him out of that little room. Never did. He sat there and talked to us for an hour and a half.
As we were walking away, I remember telling Darren, I think he did it.
What made you so convinced?
His movements, his jitteriness, he couldn't look me straight in the eye. Just things, you know, that would indicate that he was lying.
You know, on the drive home, we're talking about it. We both thought he was the one. Then it hit me. I was sitting 3 feet from this guy, you know. The only thing protecting him was that, you know, glass between us.
Is there any doubt in your mind that he's guilty?
Just enough to keep me from going down there and going after him, even in jail. You're vulnerable in jail. I could get to him. I'll figure out how. It's not tough. But what if I'm wrong? If he's the wrong person, well, then I'm no better. I killed the wrong person.
You also would never get your answer.
There you go.
We are investigating this individual and
Do you think
anybody
it's
else.
possible he could have killed her?
It's possible.
That leaves, you know, kind of rose to the top, so to speak, and is still very promising lead.
Your most promising lead? Dee Blaylock has never been named an official suspect in McHale's case and has repeatedly denied involvement.
No one's accused anyone of anything of this. It cannot be overstated that this was Tracy's case. 10 years later, there's little more evidence than there was within a week of her disappearance. Something awful happened in this case, and we still don't know what happened.
It's terrifying. If she were alive, what would be happening to her? And, you know, what parent would even want to remotely consider that possibility? So for me, it was more comforting believing that she wasn't alive. I prayed that she wasn't alive. I didn't want her to be suffering in the ways that I knew she could be suffering.
Both her parents and police believe McHale Biggs is dead, but even that can't be proven. She disappeared from a place at the edge of a vast desert wilderness, and her body has not been found.
It is not unfathomable to think that somebody could just completely disappear.
Without a body and the physical evidence it would provide, police were left doing thousands of interviews and gathering dozens of boxes of evidence. How many pieces of evidence do you have?
We have over 800 items.
Just in her.
What's up, you guys? I just want to let everybody know that it's been really hectic around here, so I didn't really get a decent vlog in today. We're all sick. Sabrina's been sick. She's not feeling good at all. She's been running 102 to 103 fever. So we might end up having to take her to the hospital and make sure the baby's okay. Just bear with me, please. Keep them subscriptions coming up. You know, as soon as we're all feeling better, I'll make sure to do more videos. Right now, we're just gonna have to stick with the vlogs. We are gonna do the arts and crafts probably tomorrow or Sunday. So stay tuned for that. You know, I promised you guys. Hold on, Jason. I promised you guys that I'd do an arts and crafts video each weekend, and I'm gonna do that. I'm still working on putting videos in playlists and stuff, so just kind of check out the playlist as I make them. But so, anyways, that's gonna be it for today's vlog number 10. I actually just looked at the footage and it actually turned out pretty good. So, so I will be back tomorrow with Vlogember day 11, I believe. So, stay tuned, and also stay tuned for that arts and crafts. And my battery's dying. So, with that said, say bye, Jason. Say bye. Bye-bye. And we are out.